Rightio, so just sort of letting these guys keep going. Did you guys go? Yeah, keep going. No, so the guys up on the green, they are loving the game. They're sort of very much novices, but that's the whole point, getting out here and then sort of enjoying the game. Absolutely. So there's a few groups around, which is great. I'm going to hit, I think, a 9-iron on this hole. We've got 135 meters, and I'm not too sure what sort of the wind's doing. Like, the wind itself is swirling in this sort of back section here. The islands over to the right, I think these guys were going to let me through. Yep, they're going to let me have a bit of a hit. So 135, like I said, a 9-iron, I think. The wind is out of the right, which if I overdraw this, it won't be, I won't like it too much, but there's plenty of green to the left. I've dragged that left, 4 left. Yep, over to the left, I've dragged it too much. That's what I was sort of worried about. I've been hitting a few things left, and so no, that's not good. So I need to work on that. But that wind was sort of pushing to the left, got it up in the air, and started left and just kept going. So not great. Right, left of the green. Wasn't, like, again, distance was pretty solid. The issue was dragged it, and the wind is rather strong, so I got a little bit of a chip here. Yeah, a little bit of a chip. Okay, it's 5 foot or thereabouts. Just didn't get it far enough left to begin with, so that sucks a bit, but I'll take it. Didn't end up in front of me. I'm going to let the group through, who is now behind me. Yeah, so it definitely wasn't a bad shot. It's just there is quite a big slope here that I needed to get it starting further to the left as I was hitting it, because it broke away. So this is probably uphill, moving to the left. Just like that. I'll certainly take it. But like I said, it's a very good hole with the wind whipping straight out from behind. Well, as you can see the flags there. I ended up over past this rock just here. So the green's not overly big, but when the wind was whipping straight across to the left, and I certainly didn't feel it as much up on the tee, I knew it was moving that way, but didn't expect it to be moving as much. So you can probably hear it's quite breezy. So no harm, no foul. Move on to the next. Right, so just to speed this hole up, I'm actually not going to put anything down apart from the camera, because I'd like to get through these guys, and they're willing to let me through, so that's great. If I can keep moving, that's good. Wind's sort of down 330 odd meters, this hole is. So basically just straight down over where the carts have just driven, straight over this tee block in front. All I need, just a 200 odd meter golf shot, leaving 100 and a bit in. So that's all I'm after. Like I said, I'll just not put down the flight scope stuff, just because I want to get through this hole. Down the left edge. I reckon that's all right. Can't quite see it. It was basically down the tree line. I'll zoom in. Down that tree line was my aiming sort of point. Hopefully that's okay when I get down there. Rightio, wind is whipping. It's pretty quick. I'm in the rough on the left here. 125 down breeze. I think we're going easy wedge out of the rough. Like I said, the wind's whipping out of the right, from the right, out of the rough. Yep. So I've got to start this quite a bit to the right, really. This is a difficult shot for me today. I've hit that high on the face, I think. It's right on the front. It's a poor shot, but I've hit that high on the face. That rough, she is sitting up. She is sitting up. Rightio guys, 9th hole. Again, I'm not going to put anything on here just because I'm ahead of these guys now, which is great. Thank you for saying g'day as well. They're up here on holidays as well, which is fantastic. Got one more hole to play, lost a lot of golf balls. I concur to that. I can see how that can happen. I'm pretty lucky at the moment. But I reckon I could lose a golf ball pretty easy. So I didn't film back there just because I wanted to race ahead of them. I 3-putted. So that was an easy bogey, which is disappointment. 288 to run out of fairway, 245. 245 to have a 110 in. I'm going to go a 3-wood. So it's basically to where it pinches in, 245 to where it pinches in. So again, this thing moves a little left. I'm going to aim down the right and get this thing to just finish up in the hill on the left, basically. 288 to run out of fairway, which is not happening. Definitely with this club, and probably not even with the driver, especially with the way the fairways are. That's pure. It's hitting the hill on the left. I'll take that. God, it doesn't go anywhere when it hits, so I'm stuck on the hill at about 110 meters, 120 meters out, something like that. See, at least I can count on this thing going left. I don't like it going to the left, but at least I know it's going left until I change the shaft, maybe. We'll experiment with that. Rightio, so I've got 135 back into the wind. Where's my 8 on? So 135 back into the wind, pin up the back. So I definitely don't want to go long. It's probably actually a 9 on, really. 135 into the wind, playing 140 something, be below it. An easy 8 on would get me at least back to the pin off a downslope. So it's going to come out a little tiny bit flatter. So just a little one flat into the breeze. Wind's into pushing a tad to the left as well. I'm going to go a little knockdown 8 iron off a downslope, which really, if this goes long, well, I probably should have hit a 9 iron, especially off the downslope. That's what I reckon I'm going to get into a little bit of trouble with. Well, it's at it. I just don't know if it's got the legs. I babied that. It's short of it. It's definitely short of it, but it's good. I'll zoom in so you can see that. Nice little draw. Wind sort of pushed it, but yeah, just short of it by, as you can see there. Look, it's definitely a chance. Look, this is the end of the 9th hole. This is a cool little hole as well. You've got plenty of tightness as well. This hill here, so the aiming point, it's probably not good to be up at actually. So it's amazing how sheltered you get when you're not, I suppose, up top of the hills. In the valleys here, like I barely feel any breeze. I mean, I know what it's doing, but there ain't much breeze at all down in these sections. Basically, just got to come straight up the hill. I don't think it's moving much at all. That's back where we've come from. I've hit my second shot from up on the hill. Again, this looks like a completely different hole to the others. The others, especially back of those par 5s, they were bloody tight. And I mean, that's tight. That's a relatively tight hole. Opens out, and again, you can see the islands sort of behind here. So this would be lovely to go in after making a bogey back on the previous hole. Straight up the hill. Go. Oh, you. That would have been brilliant to finish on. for the 9. Oh, I've missed it. That's what I like about this golf course. You've got lots of elevation change. You've got heaps of slopes. The back 9's the 9, basically. This is where all the fancy, I think it gets more up the top of the hills, and you do get to see a little bit more of the islands and the ocean. So front 9, brilliant. Plenty of holes to whet the appetite for the back 9, viewing wise, like visually. But I like little inland lake. Really good shot, because if you hit it too short, you're going to be blocked out on the right side. If you hit it too long, you've got to come over these straggly dead gums there. So they're not gums, are they? Yeah, they look like gums. They're gums to me. Thanks, Hamilton Island. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Izzy. Thanks, everybody up here. Staff have been brilliant. Let's get onto the back 9.
Beautiful. And don't forget, smash that like button.
You're a weirdo.
Say, don't you?
Oh, that's what they say to say.
Hey? I don't know. If you don't like it, don't like it. Hit dislike. Who cares?
Yep.
I don't care. But anyhow, see you then. Beautiful.
See you.